Hello and welcome to another episode of Beyond Boundaries, a talk show where we bring you the insightful and inspiring journeys of leaders who are changing the landscape of education in India. I'm your host, Abhin Raj, and this episode is brought to you by SilverZone Foundation. Our guest is one of India's most inspiring leaders. He has experience of over 13 years in teaching, leading, and training educators all over India and abroad. He has worked extensively with international curricula, including IGCSE and IB boards, and serves as a CBSE Inspection Committee member and City Coordinator of Amravati. He is the National Vice President of the World Human Rights Protection Commission, an International School Summit Award recipient, and a Guinness World Record nominee. He's also an official master trainer and CBSE certified teacher trainer. I am proud to welcome Dr. Abhin, Principal and Academic Director. So it is an honor to have you with us today.
Thank you. Feeling the same. And I'm so happy that I am with SilverZone and having an evening with you for looking forward into the education sector.
What do you think about the rise of AI in education?
Actually, nowadays, the students are not carrying only books to the classrooms.
Yeah.
They are just carrying the supercomputers where they are having the artificial intelligence with them. The question that you highlighted, whether the teacher can be replaced with AI. No, actually teachers can't be replaced with AI. For example, sympathy is a kind of a feeling that no AI can teach to the student, right? But in the same time, suppose a remote area in India where the child is not having an access for the good education and the able teachers, the AI can teach them. This is the point where saving of time, having the 24/7 tutoring and clustering into the single notes, these things AI can do nowadays.
Accessible learning kind of a thing.
Yeah, accessible learning. When it is coming to AI and teachership, both having the different path.
Yeah. Do you believe, like from an early stage, like we were talking earlier about early childhood, so is it important to inculcate these curiosity or asking why questions at the early stage so that when the child develops, goes through the progression, he's a natural, curious person, he wants to know, right? Because once your overall character has been developed, it's very difficult to, adapt to changes. Because, our life, our routine is so much become the part of us. It's very difficult to change or go out of the routine. So have you worked on some strategies or policies into early childhood care?
Definitely. I just want to say, if the child is a slow learner, I never use a word weak student. It's like the slow learners. If the child is a slow learner, you take them to any best teacher of the world, you pay them lakhs, we can't see any changes.
Yeah.
Basically, we can't see any changes. The student who is in grade 6, after being allotted to teacher and pay a lot of money, maybe in grade 10 also he don't know anything. The basic fact we are not understanding, we have to work on the motor skill of a child.
Yeah.
That they should be trained not only with the science, maths and all. The chamber of the brain is not working for them. We have to go with the mental exercise. Because from the childhood, for them school is something like a tension area.
Yeah.
Or like very complicated thing. A place where teachers are asking questions, where exams are there, assessments are there. So a 15-year-old child might be so much tense, like they don't want to go to school. This is where I develop a system called early childhood education. Like it is a different thought. When we are going to the opening day of the school, we might be like very excited to see that mother is dragging the child to the classrooms, and like they don't want to. The school corridors are very loud because of the students are crying like anything. And the class teacher and the helpers, they are taking the kids for a long time to handle them. It will take a huge time.
Yeah.
It's not only for any particular school, every school weekend. Every child will take some time to adjust with the school. Usually, almost in Indian education system, almost all the schools start in June, July. Well, so I just thought of a thing or an idea. Why can't we start the school little bit earlier, like the December, where they will be just have the fun and the habit of the school, knowing the teacher, where people are using the robotic engineering, the robotic education, the STEM education, the tricks and tips of the school. Student will feel a comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's not, they don't think
And
like
there's no
it's a,
pressure at that point of time, is it, that you have to finish the syllabus as well?
yeah,
Right, so it just
they don't feel it like a school. It's like a home.
yeah.
And we act as a facilitator. Then they will feel the comfort. Then when the school opens in the June or July, we can focus on the academic instead of not focusing on these things to make them happy. That is the thing which I feel like earlier education should start inside the schools. Not only in one school, every school.
No, that's actually a good initiative. I think it
Thank
will
you.
bring wonders to the Indian education and the students who are now. I wish we had those kind of these kind of strategies and policy makers and think tanks who were thinking about. But nevertheless, now we are here.
In our time, these technologies are not in front of us. Like while we are just reading and summarize everything, paper notes and everything. Now we are having all the technology in front of us. People used to say, "Arey, when I am that in the school, we don't have that technology." But my question is like that: are people using the technology right now when it is on your table?
That's actually a valid question there.
In front of your table, it is served. Two things are there. Technologies are there, but do they have the awareness to use that? The teachers are having the skills or not? Every school provides complete. Now the management is investing so much on the technology. The teachers are giving every technological access to everything, even the teachers and students. But how we do the upskillment of teachers? Are they updated to use this or that is the question. This is the point that we have to train them. They have to learn. Then they have to do.
Yeah.
Then AI is a wonderful tool which they can explore.
Do you see AI not just as a tool, but as a responsibility as well?
Actually, human rights and protection, it's like I work for to serve people. Sometimes we are in the use of AI to speed up our work.
True.
The systematic collections of data and all, we are knowing the problems of people, we are categorize them, so that with the use of these tools, maximum people we can serve. See, our court, Indian court system, the judiciary, the pending case is very high. Now the use of technology, the reduce the manpower and the speed increase to give the solutions. When we are working in a sector, as when I am working in the human rights sector, we will get lots of problem. Sometimes if I don't know the solution for something, people are coming me and asking, "Sir, what is the solution for this one?" I will say, I will take a break, 2 minutes. And what we will be doing, we will go to the AI and we will write the situation.
Yeah.
And the AI will give an answer to us. And presenting that to the public, it's our logic. We need the intelligence. We don't just follow that. We should have our own part.
Asking the right questions.
Definitely. And when I was doing my studies in my university, one day when I wrote an answer, which is I copied exactly from a textbook, I go to my professor and ask, "Sir, the answer is so right. Why don't you give me the marks?" He said, "Where is your part? Where is your answer? Where is your thinking? This is not yours. This is someone else and you copied that."
Yeah.
So what I want to develop in the mind of the students is like critical thinking. For example, I am asking to you, with the cup, what we can do? So we might be saying like to drink water, to drink tree. I just want to tell me something else which we can do.
We can make a circle.
Yeah, to circle, to keep us awake. When a teacher raises this question, the student will start thinking. We should put the effort for asking the question. Rust is magic.
Yeah.
When the people started to think, then rust is magic only. We want to develop that skill inside the students. So when we are using the AI on the one side, of course, don't forget to refresh your mind also, upskill your brain also. We have to think also. Otherwise, that part of the brain will not work, and we lost our ability to analyze the things. We always will be depend on that, and the screen time should not increase. That is the core. We should have the proper awareness to our future generation. When you are depending on the AI, it's not a crime. But you should know the solution. You should have the awareness how to use that, where to use that, when to use that. Rest is fine.
I believe all our listeners got a new perspective about how to use AI and how to use more effectively. Thank you, Dr. Abhin, for your time and sharing your thoughts with us. I believe the future of education lies not in choosing between humans and machines, but in teaching humans how to use machines with heart.
Yeah,
I think that's the crux of the conversation that we are
the
today.
core is that. The core explains like that. Teaching, school, AI, the collaboration is great.
Yeah.
Which we can train someone, generate someone for the futuristic world. That is the core.
So until next time, keep questioning, keep creating, and keep inspiring. You were listening to Beyond Boundaries, where education meets purpose.